Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Game Man here, and welcome to a quick video brought to you by this amazing commenter right here. Like, holy crap, you made an excellent point. What mods do you need to, customize your locomotives, especially to get the Streamliner mod working? So, the first thing you need is if you open up the Streamliner right here, go to Equipment, go to Customize, you'll see, identity and color. But Legos, logos, and deco colors is very important because this is a critical component to how to decorate this particular engine. So if we look here, you'll see that there's second, third, fourth, and fifth color, and then there's base color. Base color just changes a handful of things on this particular model, and we'll discuss it later with the Atlantic. But with this one in particular, all of the colors run off of hex codes, which means you have to put a hashtag and then you can either Google the color or you can use the color wheel. You can use just about anything like under the sun. So you can do any color, like you can do crazy purple, you can do blues, you can do stuff like that. If you click default with specifically this engine, the fourth color changes this top row here, this orange color. So if I change it to say something a little darker, and I copy this hex code here, it's going to take this code and it's going to remember, Control Shift, Control C this. It is going to be like, okay, that is the color we want here. So if we go to the tender and customize it and go to the same color and Control Copy, it's gonna match that color with this side of the tender, and you can do any hex code that you can think of, and you can Google them too. Third color, however, paints the lower half of the engine. So if you look here and we do something like black, see how it's like not doing anything? Fourth color and fifth color are in combo. So if you look at the back of the tender here, if we say put the fifth color to black, you now have the red and black color scheme. If you do the same thing to the locomotive, so go to customize, go to fifth color, make it black, you now have that particular scheme on this locomotive, like so. This secondary color right here, second color, this paints the wheels. So you can paint the wheels black, you can paint them white, you can paint them horrid green, but usually with the streamliners, in my preference, but it can be a different preference for everybody, I leave them white walled. The third color is specifically changing the color of the wheels, because if you look, it's now changing the color of the wheels. So you can have horrid yellow, very, very tealish green, and then you can move it to more of a bluish color, leave them white, or you can go black walls. And if you click default, it'll go back to what the original file is set to. If you go to something like these train cars, you need a different mod in itself, because if you go to equipment and customize, you'll see Legos component groups. This mod here is the two-tone overland livery mod. I will put this mod in the description because this mod is for exclusively passenger cars. So you can paint this, I have here just a baggage car, two heavyweights, and the OBS car. The OBS cars specifically in this mod pack have an ability where you can give them not letterboards, you can give them cab names. So if you go to custom text and type in, like, let's just say test, right? I think it's either test or this one, test. Nope, that changes the actual car itself. So there's a way to add custom names to your cars like so, like this. You can add special names here with the Overland pack. But if you just have a regular locomotive and you want to paint it, the Strange Customs gives you the ability, and logos and deco. Logos and deco is also important too. But Strange Customs allows you to customize the locomotives. It is also the tender swap mod that I use, because this is a Pacific, and it's got the Berkshire tender on it. You need the customs mods, the Strange Customs, to actually use this locomotive. If you don't have it, it won't spawn with the right tender, and you won't be able to use the engine. The color schemes are very strange. Like, you have to learn I had to learn which color did what in order to get that paint scheme. But for a regular engine like this 600, like this engine here, if you go down and select CJ's boiler, you can paint the boiler jacket of the locomotive. And again, this is hex codes. This is hex codes that you can use. Because, again, it's just the same as going down here, finding base color on these models, and copying the color over. Now, the reason why this is different from this one, so the Atlantic is different from the Streamlined Pacific, is that this engine by itself you are customizing. You're not customizing the special frames that come with the deco of this thing. You're actually customizing something very, very different because it's the body of the engine. If you switch to the tender of the locomotive and you select deck paint, you can then paint the deck of the tender. And painting the deck of the tender allows you to have that extra flair. And again, with this one in particular, the deck tender is in logos and decos colors because it's a separate color pattern from the locomotive. It's a little confusing, it's a little stressful at first, but once you get it nailed down, you can make some either pretty beautiful or even cursed locomotives. Now, I also was not asked this, but I will bring this up. What whistle pack am I using? Because I'm using a special whistle pack made by Greninja, and I was gifted a whistle pack, but that was a different thing, and I'm not using that pack at the moment. And essentially, actually, for this engine in particular, I'm using that pack because that whistle fits this locomotive. But Greninja's whistle pack, or as it was originally called, Better Whistles, gives you access to all of those whistle mods. So if you go into the customization window under equipment, and you go down here, you have your standard whistles, but as you scroll, you get a ton and tons of extra customizable whistles, all the way down to, let's see, yeah, the Southern CPs. So you get access to a ton of whistles, including whistles to locomotives that are in the game. Like, for example, if I pull it up here, because I'm not planning on doing much editing today, if I find the Decapod right here, this is actually Strasbourg 90 right now. This is actually what Strasbourg 90 is. So if you go to the whistle pack and you scroll down and look for Strasbourg 90, which should be somewhere around here. Let's see. Yeah, right here. CSR 90's Reading 6, and you select the locomotive. You will actually have an authentic whistle in your game. And on this Atlantic, I have the Chinese whistle. And on this one, I have a custom whistle in itself. But that's a whole different pack. But with the logos and decos and the strange customs, you'll notice that these engines don't spawn with marker lights. You can customize the marker lights too. So if we also go into equipments and look here at the component groups, you'll see class lamps and marker lamps. So I can put class lamps on the front, or I can put marker lamps on the front, or if I want to be cursed, I can put both of them on there. I mean, obviously, you can't really use both of them if they're in the same thing. You can only really use one that's there. So if you have like the class lamps and you set them to red and then you put these on there, it kind of overrides it. So I don't know why you would do that. But yeah, that is how the customizations work in these mods. And you need the Lego Man's mod packs to make some of these special engines work, and also the passenger customization packs. So I really hope that clears up a lot of questions, and thank you to the commenter for bringing this to my attention and saying, can you talk about, can you help me out with this? Hopefully this little walkthrough is enough to help you out. I seriously hope so. And for anyone else who's out there who doesn't know what's going on or doesn't know how to do this, I hope it helps you guys out too. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification button, become part of the gamer team. Also, go check out my Twitch channel as well, and check out W Energy right here. They're doing a bunch of stuff, awesome, cool things. Check it out. They are really cool, really fun people. They're super, super chill. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you next time.